the most important, to really keep tapping into your alignment, really saying like, okay, does that feel good to me? Does that really align with me? I'm so happy to have you here today. This is a masterclass in basically keeping yourself aligned, how to stay aligned through quarantine and beyond, because it's not just about quarantine. This is kind of things that we need to root ourselves in all the time. We want to have sort of these things going on all the time, and staying aligned with yourself, with your true authentic self, is the most important gift you can give to yourself at this time, especially whenever we have struggles, whenever we have conflict, whenever there is things like whacked out of norm like we're having now. This is the most important, to really keep tapping into your alignment, really saying like, okay, does that feel good to me? Does that really align with me? Is that really where I want to be? Is this really how I want to feel? So in case you don't know who I am an empowerment coach for spiritual badass women. And whether you're an entrepreneur or you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're both, you're probably both right now, right? And you're also probably a teacher right now if you have kids. So I really, love supporting women. This is one of the biggest gifts that has sort of entered my life, and I've really taken it to a whole new level. And I just enjoy helping women kind of step into their own power, who they always knew they were, and like being able to just expand from there. So in this masterclass, we're talking about alignment. We're talking about how this helps you, talking about how to keep yourself in alignment. And one of the best things that you can give yourself is a routine, a habit. Creating habits in our life is fundamentally one of those core things, like one of those core seeds, that if you can plant good habits in your life, you can start to feel like there's a foundation here. And I think this quarantine has really brought people, as I've been coaching people and watching people, it's really challenged people to stay in their normal habits. I mean, I've been completely guilty of that, like going in and out of my habits and my routines, first because you're freaked out and like scared and like what's going on. And this is, that's anytime there's a traumatic event, your first response is usually like, oh my God, I'm frozen. I'm in fear mode. I'm in survival mode. I'm not really sure what to do. Then the next step is like, kind of like, okay, how am I going to adjust to this? And I think there was a lot of sort of like a rebellious nature. Everyone's like, sweet, I can drink, I can sleep in, I can, do Zoom cocktail hours. And, it was all kind of like fun in a weird way, because we were trying to make it fun in the contrast to all this horrible stuff that was going on. But now we're in the 6-week mark. And this is when things start to like really kind of anchor in. And there's that sort of like, the monotony. This is getting old. I'm kind of getting, sick of this. I'm kind of done with this whole thing. There's this phase, and it does happen anytime we're trying to change, anytime we're going through great growth, anytime we're trying to adopt a new behavior. And so it's really important to remember the point of habits. And I always think about the story about bamboos and bamboo plants and how they grow. And the way that bamboo plants grow is that they root in the ground first. So a lot of their first initial like growth period is all underground. You can't see it. And so I always think it's so fascinating, because here's this crazy, amazing tall plant, but what it really does first is establish its roots. And it can take months, I'm not sure the number, but it can take months for the roots to establish. And they have this intricate, sort of like web underground that, supports what's going to happen. And that's kind of how I see habits. Like when we start doing habits, we're planting these seeds. We're trying to build a foundation that's really going to take off. So anytime you try something new, like losing weight, for example, you're trying to adopt those new seeds. You're putting in those new seeds to start training your body and your mind and your spirit to say, okay, we're someone who is thin. We are someone, I'm healthy. I am this person. I am a healthy person. Okay, so what does a healthy person do? They get up, they eat healthy foods, they move their body, they take care of their spiritual mind as well, their mind and their mindset and their spiritual body as well. So this is all the things that, sort of are being built underneath. And then the bamboo, what happens with the bamboo is all of a sudden it starts to shoot up, and within a very short period of time can grow, I think it's like 35 inches a day. And so it almost is like you think nothing's going on, and then all of a sudden, this thing grows like 90 feet in the air within like a matter of months or days or something like that. I mean, the numbers are crazy, but that's sort of how I've learned to see habits. I've been reading this great book, Atomic Habits. It's that visual that really, really sunk in for me and really has sort of perpetuated why habits are so important, because the importance of habits right now, especially during this quarantine time, especially during this unrest time, is that it sends messages to your body, your physical body, okay, your mental, emotional body, and your spiritual body. And it is so important that we take care of all three areas during this time. And so building these habits right now are so critical. And they are going to plant the seeds for later. So like when this is sort of lifted and we sort of start to come out of, hiding, and almost like springtime, where all the flowers are starting to bloom now, and, we're going to come out. We are going to come out of this. And how you enter, like you re-enter your world into this new sort of like, where we have this COVID, umbrella sort of over us still. How are you going to enter into this space? How are you going to show up now? And your habits that you're building right now are those roots, just like in the bamboo example, those are the roots you are building. And there's 3 things that I think are the most important. And you're probably going to laugh because they're so simple, they're so easy, and you're going to be like, Michelle, I don't understand, but this is critical. Okay, so the 3 habits that I came up with that are the most important is 1, you need to get made up. Okay, and by that I mean you need to get dressed. Stop lounging around in your PJs every single day. If for you putting on makeup makes you feel good, put on some makeup. If for you, wearing a nice shirt that makes you feel pretty, every day you need to be able to see your body, your physical form being reflected to you in your mirror, and you need to look back and be like, I look good, I feel good. Because those are going to start clicking those habits into your mind. They're going to start imprinting on you. And instead of lounging around in PJs all day, which is so easy to do, I'm not saying you can't be in PJs, but getting dressed, getting made up in some way, whether it's you put on a nice outfit, something that makes you feel comfortable but yet beautiful. You want to feel good when you look in the mirror. For me, I like to put on a little bit of eye makeup because honestly, when I don't wear the eye makeup, I feel like I look 100 years old. So it makes my eyes feel brighter. I like looking at myself and feeling like, okay, I'm not 100 years old. I might put on a little blush just to feel vitality and vavoom, in my face. Like, look, if you're not someone who's a makeup person, don't do the makeup, do your hair. Take the time to do your hair, and you're doing this for yourself. So also another thing, make your bed. Make your bed. It just makes you feel cleaner, a little more like put together, a little more like ting. So when you walk back in your room to change in your PJs later in the day, you feel like, okay, something's complete. It's that completeness right now that we need to feel, that we need to feel like we're still worth, right? We're still worth those little things. So making your bed, it's a little thing, but it's such an important thing. Making sure you're dressed, it's a little thing, but it's such an important thing. So that's habit number 1, is get made up in some way, okay? 2, habit number 2, move your body. Move your body. There are so many videos and Instagram people who are killing it right now because they are either, you can do bar for free, you can do Pilates for free. You can do yoga for free. I can't even tell you how many people are doing stuff right now. Any type of like, lifting weights, doing yoga, moving your body, doing a bar class, doing a stretching class. So move your body. There's a couple reasons to this. This isn't about like trying to drop 15, 20 pounds right now. This is about keeping yourself within those little habits. You're planting those seeds so that when you come out of this, you don't feel like shit, right? You don't want to feel like, oh my God, I gained the COVID-19 pounds, No one wants to feel like that. That's not going to make you feel better when we come out of that. It's going to make you feel worse. So move your body. I don't care what it is. Do something. I also do the Faster Way to Fat Loss program, which that is also, I have a link for that too. And I love that program because it is, she gives you a different workout every single day. Every single day there's a different workout. And I don't think I've repeated the same workout, and I've been doing this for a couple months. And she also gives you food. When it's beautiful out and it's a gorgeous day, yes, get out in nature, go hiking. I happen to have a field in the backyard. We've taken the kids there so many times through this whole thing because you need to just feel like you're a normal human being. And when you get out of this whole thing, when we are finally being able to integrate back with everybody and in our society, it's going to feel strange if you have been staying stagnant in your energy. Okay, so the third thing is nourish yourself. Nourish yourself with good foods. Be healthy right now. I'm not saying you can't have a little treat every single day if that makes you feel better, but nourish yourself with good, healthy foods. It's so important to nourish yourself right now and take the time. This is also about developing a self-love relationship. Okay, so like this morning, I made myself a, egg sandwich. I posted on my Instagram today, and it's, I put on a special bread, and I put the avocado, and I put the tomato and smoked salmon and a cooked egg. And, I really relished in eating it. This makes so much, this is so vitally important, again, not just for your body. This is for your mental, emotional, and your spiritual. When we really love ourselves and show ourselves that care and that love, then we have the ability to, pour out to others. We have the ability to take care of our kids that are like completely confused right now or frustrated or, are sick of the monotony. They're sick of it. So when we are nourishing ourselves and taking care of ourselves and really relishing, and it only takes a few seconds, like really sit when you're eating the food and be like, God, this is so good. This feels so good to my body. I feel like I'm totally loving myself right now. I feel very taken care of, and really sit there. We are so hurried as a culture. We are so rushed. People stand and eat. People eat in their cars. They eat on trains. They eat in buses. Like, you're constantly moving. You can't go anywhere. So take the time right now to allow yourself to enjoy each bite, right? And savor each bite. And when you're making good food for yourself, it's going to feel even more like this like amazing self-love treat, like, yeah, I really took care of myself today. And it's going to make you feel good. And so it's this cyclical pattern, like, right, we're feeding ourselves, we're taking care of ourselves, we're showing ourselves, we love ourselves, we're moving our body, we're taking care of the time to make a good meal and make it really like sensual and yummy and delicious and like really savoring those moments. Yes, and drink water with your meals. These are the things that are going to help you. This doesn't mean don't eliminate anything right now. Honestly, I would just allow yourself to be more mindful in your eating. Be more mindful when you're treating yourself to something. Be more mindful when you're creating a beautiful meal for yourself and for your family. These are things that are going to help you stay aligned with yourself. These are the things, these are the small little habits that mean so much. And it's really those small, repetitive, consistent points that really start to help us feel better. And that's going to help your emotions. It's going to help your mental state. It's so important during this time. And especially right now, the 6-week mark is really the mark when people start to feel in a slump. They really start to go down because the monotony is wearing. There's no more excitement. There's no more fear kind of like pushing you up in an upward energy. It's this sort of, you know, now we've kind of plateaued in terms of the time, and now people start to dip down. So I felt really compelled to have this on here, you know, this master class to kind of help us through this point. And being in alignment is really about when your body's aligned, your mental, emotional state is aligned, and your spiritual state. Make sure to subscribe so you can be the first to know when I have my new videos out, and make sure to comment below so that you can say hello.